Hello, we are jumping right into this makeover and kitchen, kind of get it all done. We are starting off with our dining room makeover on a budget. To help keep this dining room makeover budget friendly, we are sanding and refinishing this table here, which is my old office table, which actually was my parents' old kitchen table. So not only am I keeping this super affordable by using what we already have, but it also holds a special place in my heart. My husband did all of the work on refinishing this table. He sanded and used the same stain that we used on our hardwood floors. One of the joys of DIY is completely customizing everything. After that, we went to Lowe's and got this Rust-Oleum spray paint for the legs of the table, as he had to raise the legs ever so slightly so that our new dining room chairs would fit underneath the table. We're working with a really tight, small space, and I'm truly grateful that my husband was able to bring my vision to life on this one. We have wanted to do this makeover in our dining room since the day we moved in, as our table that we had in here was just too big for this space. Since we downsized, that means we also need to scale down on our furniture, but all of that will come in due time. Moving on to our new dining room chairs, I had a few specifications for them. Number one, it had to be easy to clean. As a professional cleaner with two little kids who are constantly touching everything with their greasy, dirty little hands, bless them, I needed something that would be easy to clean. Two, I wanted something more modern. We did buy an old 1960s fixer-upper home, and we've been DIYing it for the last 11 months, trying to upgrade it and modernize it, and furniture plays a huge role in that. And lastly, I didn't want to break the bank investing in new chairs. But I knew that we needed them. I did actually find some wooden ones on the side of the road months ago that I had planned on refinishing, but my husband didn't think that the wood would be very comfortable for long periods, so we just opted to buy brand new. Now that we've got this table done, the new chairs and accent chairs are unboxed and assembled, it's time to give this space a deep clean and get it all put back together. We're going to quickly finish vacuuming in here, and then my intent was to be done cleaning. However, I remembered and noticed how filthy our door tracks were, and I just couldn't leave it any longer. So we're gonna grab some of my vacuum attachments, my non-toxic Enyo glove, and get to cleaning these tracks. It's funny how this is something I've been putting off for what seems like a really long time, a few months anyway, and it literally took me less than 10 minutes to clean, and it looks so much better. Look at these before and afters. One thing led to another, and I started washing the baseboards and walls, so I have some great cleaning motivation for you today. As I mentioned, I am using my non-toxic Enyo living room glove. However, you can just use a microfiber cloth and dust your baseboards. For the walls, I used to use my Veleda spin mop with a specific head that I used on my walls and baseboards only. So that's another thing, is you can also use it on your baseboards if they are full of grime and dirt, and then it's not as back-breaking either. I will leave all of my favorite cleaning supplies, tools, and gadgets linked down below in the description. We're going to finish this up and then put the dining room back together, and I will share the reveal. I am so excited. We got a new fridge. If you do not follow me over on Instagram, you wouldn't know, but our fridge crapped the bed. It completely stopped working and we were living out of a cooler for almost a full week while we waited for our new fridge to arrive. So this is the new fridge. Long story short, we ended up going with the GE. Originally, we had purchased an LG, and then two things we realized is number one, it would not fit the height because this little nook was only 69 inches. This is a custom kitchen. However, standard size for height of a fridge is 70. So why they did not do it that extra inch is beyond me, but that's a whole nother story. And then it didn't have a water dispenser, and the guy knew all of our like stipulations and guidelines, and he still sold it to us. And I was honestly over it after being in the store for 4 hours that I just like, yeah. Anyway, I should have double checked it. I did not, so my mistake as well. Again, we returned that one and then ended up getting this one, which was significantly cheaper. It is on the lower end. It's not like some bougie, super fancy fridge. I didn't really care, truthfully. And then we also ended up getting a steal of a deal. We saved the tax because we not only bought one fridge, but we got two. So now we never have to worry about this happening again. I will show you the second fridge in a minute here. We also ended up getting a counter depth fridge so that it didn't stick out as much. And we are really excited about that. There is an ice machine which is hooked up. My husband had to drill a hose water line underneath the fridge here, as there is also a water dispenser inside. Let's go ahead and show you just kind of the specs of her. So I opened her up and you can see I put some things in here that were in our cooler. Actually, this is everything other than what we have eaten. So as you can see, we have no food, literally like nothing. I put my Caesar stuff in there because I knew I was gonna need a Caesar today. So we're gonna go grocery shopping, come home. It's a beach day. If you're wondering why I am like wearing the clothes that I'm wearing, you'll see it a little bit later, but we are going to the beach later and I know I'm gonna need a Caesar. So got a drink for my husband, a drink for me, and then just like, yeah, a couple condiments and stuff. And then randoms, we have a yogurt, some berries. The girls just finished eating all of the eggs, all of the grapes, and then we have one peach and a cucumber. So the rest of our food is actually in my in-laws refrigerator. They allowed us to put like all of our condiments and stuff in their fridge while we waited for ours to arrive. So again, we gotta go to the grocery store. We have to go to their house to pick up the rest of our food. And I am going to, yeah, just kind of clean up the kitchen here, declutter a little bit if there's anything that needs to be thrown out, if it's expired or no good anymore, and then restock the fridge. So we're also obviously gonna organize. Can't wait. Let's dive in. Obviously, my dream fridge would be like a paneled fridge, but for right now, this is what works for us. I was really excited to upgrade it to not only stainless steel, but to have the double French doors. You guys know if you've been here a while, I've been living with a single fridge door for way too long. And when we moved from Saskatchewan, I had two double fridges, like 36-inch double fridges. This is a 33 counter depth. Still significantly larger than the 30-inch single fridge that I had previously. But yeah, that is her in all of her glory. We are in the garage now and we just got this like super inexpensive L2 fridge. Again, we were not going for anything crazy in here. It is just a garage fridge and freezer. So you can see it is empty. It's gonna be really nice to have a second fridge to store like drinks and stuff if we're ever hosting and I need to put like dips and stuff that are pre-made in here, or like, you know, Thanksgiving's coming up. I know, don't hate me, but like we are almost into fall. I am not ready for it. I'm not gonna lie. I know influencers are all over the fall trend, but I am holding on to summer. Let me know down below where you're at. But when I'm hosting like Thanksgiving, Christmas, that sort of thing, it's gonna be really nice to have an extra fridge. Right now it is bare minimum. These are just some random drinks people had left behind that we will store in here for, again, when people come to visit. So on the side door here, you can see these plastic bins. So obviously they are like all adjustable. And then down here, there is like this tiny, tiny little thing, which I thought like, what the heck? I mean, it's like a couple inches, but I think this will be good for like juice boxes for the kids. They can reach it, it'll be all good. And so yeah, excited about that. What I am most excited about is our cheese drawer. It has been so long since we had a cheese drawer, and so I can't wait to fill it. Again, obviously it's a disaster. I've been living out of a cooler, so everything is in like plastic bags and not very aesthetically pleasing. So we're gonna try and make this pretty practical and organized. So let's go to the grocery store and get this done so that we can restock our brand new fridge. And let me know down below what kind of fridge you have. I'm very curious if any of you have a GE. Again, one we originally picked was an LG, and it was definitely a little bit more, I'm just gonna say this for 1 minute, it was a little bit more higher end, I'll say. It did not have these. This was something I did not want, but we were very limited with our dimensions. So yeah, the LG one was like straight flush across. I will link both of like the one we got and then the other one that we got for the garage and the LG one. If the LG one had a water dispenser inside, I would have kept it, but it did not. So we went to this one and ended up getting 2 fridges for basically the same price. Okay, my fridge is yelling at me. After getting home from the grocery store, it was time to prep and get everything put away in our new fridge. We did end up buying a counter depth fridge so it wouldn't stick out super far, as we do have a very, very small kitchen. When I went to put these eggs in, I realized they wouldn't fit on the top shelf. So I had to put them on the bottom, and long story longer, none of my previous organizing containers that I had really fit in here in a good way. So now I have to go on a hunt to try to find smaller organizers for our counter depth fridge so that I can actually like organize this and try and make it both pretty and practical. As you know, that is always my goal. Needless to say, that was pretty disappointing, but hey, the show must go on and we do still need to restock the fridge. I just have to say, thank God we bought a second fridge for in the garage here. I feel like this fridge fiasco has been like, well, just quite the fiasco. Normally a garage fridge for me has always just been for like extra drinks and then some extras, as I do like to buy in bulk, but I wouldn't really normally store like extra fruit and veggies in here other than a big watermelon or other bigger fruit. I will eventually adapt, but going counter depth is definitely a big change, so if it's something you've been considering, this is just something to keep in mind. the fridge is somewhat full. We have lots of food in our garage fridge, as I just kind of shared with you guys. And so that is all of our extras. And as you can see, this is this one. So let's break it down. So obviously, cheese drawer is super full. We are a cheese family, so I have kind of all of our cheeses here. Cheese strings, Baby Bells, like snacks, snack cheeses, that sort of thing. And then I have a few extras there, and then I have more extras in our other fridge. Over here, I just have some of our deli meat that we like to use for quick, again, snacks. Then we have our fruits and veggies here. So we just have some cucumbers, peppers, carrots, and corn. We're having the corn tonight. I do actually want to do a veggie tray with the cucumbers and the carrots and the peppers. We are having a beach afternoon, and so I'm gonna do that a little bit later. And then I have just peaches right now for fruit, as that's all that looks good. The apples and like cantaloupe and everything just did not look good, so there's not much in there. Our egg tray has moved. You might have noticed it's moved from the top down to the bottom, as it's actually too big to fit up there. With this being a counter depth fridge, these top shelves are not as long. So the eggs have to go down here, which is not a big deal. I just might have to move this tray down, and yeah, we'll obviously have to do some rearranging as we get to know the new fridge. Lettuce wouldn't fit in the veggie drawer, so I do notice these drawers are, I feel like they're a little bit smaller, although I've always had to put some veggies and stuff on here, so maybe not like significant, but little noticeable. The bacon from today, and then steaks, which we are gonna have for dinner tonight. So obviously our meat is gonna go down here on the bottom shelf. I don't normally like to have like veggies down here with the meat, so I'm gonna move that right now actually. We're gonna put that up there for now, and again, this will be like the meat and eggs. Second one is our yogurt. I got interrupted there, sorry, I don't even know where I was at. So yogurt up here, I just moved the lettuce, and then this is gonna be like our leftover section, and then at the top we have our berries and grapes. I always store my berries, this is super random, upside down. I do not pre-wash the berries, I only pre-wash our veggies because I find the berries just don't last long. I don't know, I've never tried the glass storage that like went viral on TikTok. Maybe I should try it, but you know, they cost an arm and a leg, so I'm a little hesitant, and I don't mind washing it. And then over here is our grains. So we have our almond flour wraps, and then our gluten-free bread up there. Over here we have all of our Primal Kitchen stuff. You guys know I am obsessed with Primal Kitchen and all of their sauces and stuff. They are very, very good, high quality, taste delicious, no artificial sweeteners, like no bad things in majority of them. Some of them you have to read the list, as there's a little bit more sugar in some of them, but like things like the mango jalapeno sauce, there's more sugar in that than we would like. But again, if you are not watching your sugar intake, they are really, really great. And then I have all of my Caesar stuff down here. My husband got into his drink already. And down here, I'm gonna move this. Okay, so I just moved those up here because it just wasn't very easy to get this one in and out of the bottom one. It's good for butter or like the brick of cream cheese, but not for that. So I'm gonna save it for juice boxes like I had like initially planned. Now up over here is all of our extras. Like we don't use Catalina dressing very often, or the Greek, because they are a little bit higher in sugar, but I am out of our Primal Kitchen Greek, so I had to get that to hold us off until I get my order. And then we have, this is like all of our coffee stuff, and then obviously milk, and then butter at the bottom, and then we have all of our extra butter in the other fridge. So that is that. I am going to prep a veggie tray now. So for the veggie tray, we're going to put it in here. I love this thing. We're just gonna do some broccoli, cauliflower, peppers, carrots, and then I will not cut the cucumbers until we're like taking the veggie tray. So you might not see that, but I will be adding cucumbers in here as well. And then I have my homemade ranch, which is this right here. And apparently I need to make more of that too. I can leave the recipe to this down below in the description. It is so good. If you're wondering what is in the freezer, we have ice, and then I just bought this because it was on sale. It is so good. The So Delicious dairy-free cookie dough stuff. You have to try it, and that's all that's in here. Everything else right now is in the garage.